last video I talked about the latest DJI flight update and firmware 01000150 for the DJI Mini 3 Pro, and today I am doing a performance test and discussing a couple of things that I've also noticed over the last few days, and one of them is going to be something that is going to be coming really soon, it looks like, and another thing is about a new feature which maybe I forgot to tell you about in the last video, but let's get going. Okay, so the first one, so if you just click on the top right hand corner, go to your settings, go to control and go down, scroll down until you see button customization. I use mode 2 for the stick mode, but in the button customization you can now see there is quite a lot of customization options now for the RC model. So if we click on the top one, you can see under control, this is the C1 customization button. You can customize this to do various things now, which is a lot more than you could do. There is also an other tab which doesn't do anything, so it's quite strange, but you can see here that now under camera you can select that to be camera settings, and then the C2 button can be the portrait button. So if I press C2, this switches instantly from portrait to landscapes. That's super convenient, and then by pressing C1 it goes straight back to the settings, so that's good, that's a good one. And then also in here you can now customize the right dial, so this can do certain things as well. I always keep it on zoom, but it says focal length, which is weird because this is a fixed f1.7, so I don't know why that's there, because you've never been able to change the focal length, and I don't believe you ever will be able to. But C1 and right dial, C2 and right dial, so now you can press one of those customization buttons and use that wheel and it'll do something even more, which is brilliant for your shutter speed. In pro mode settings you're going to be adjusting your shutter speed a lot. If I press C1 and the right wheel, I can now adjust my shutter speed without having to tap on the screen. That is awesome, so I really recommend you switching it to that. And then you can do the same with the C2 plus the right dial. You can change ISO, you can change a few different things, so that alone is a fantastic addition which I did forget to tell you about yesterday, but I hope you go and enjoy it. When you turn your drone on now, you'll see this message telling you that Wi-Fi and Bluetooth has been automatically turned off. What this means, I'll explain it in a minute, but when you go onto your drop-down menu, you'll see Wi-Fi and Bluetooth is no longer on. Now this is obviously a bit of a concern which I'll speak about, but look in the bottom corner here, the mobile data button. We now have this on the screen as an option. Once you click on this, you get this message which comes up saying mobile plan. Once you click on that, it says please insert a card and restart. Now clearly at the moment there is no way of doing this, but is this coming soon? Is this going to be an option with the host port, as in some kind of dongle or ability to use a mobile data plan on this, just similar to the RC Pro? So that means then you can always have an internet connection when you're using this. You're not having to use your phone's hotspot. I think that will be awesome. Now the turning off of the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth is to reduce any kind of interference that some people were experiencing. Fortunately I wasn't experiencing any at all, but I know a few of you have been, so this has been turned off now by default. I do recommend though turning this back on at some point, either before you go out and fly and connect to your phone's hotspot, or you can turn this on when you're in flight again. So this will then give you the ability to update your home point and load the maps, so you can see where your drone is, you can see where you are on a map, you can adjust your home point, etc. And what you can do is you can do this before you even take off, let the maps load up, and then you can turn Wi-Fi and Bluetooth off, and then you will notice that the maps are still loaded even though that you've turned your hotspot off. So do one of those two things. I hope you guys have been enjoying the recent videos, and being a video editor, finding royalty-free music which fits the vibe is essential, and this is possible due to today's sponsor, Artlist. Songs like this fits perfectly with my drone videos, and it was so easy to find. All I had to do, for example, was in the search bar search for cinematic, and then a huge list of songs comes up for me to choose. I can then look at similar tracks or download and drag that straight onto my timeline. If I then want a slow song, I can choose love or another genre for endless possibilities. And sound effects are another massive part of the puzzle, adding emotion with sounds of waves, winds and whoosh sounds. Artlist has a massive selection of sound effects which gets added to daily. They even have a spotlight section which has some awesome playlists all created for you, including the new Stranger Things playlist, and I'm loving the drone FPV collection for a lot of my videos. With the new Artlist personal plan, which is tailored for social media creators, you have unlimited downloads of music and sound effects, and the license covers all of your social media platforms with high quality music and sound effects, which gets added to every day. The personal plan is just $9.99 a month, billed annually, and this gives you full access to the content. The unlimited plan allows you to use it on commercial projects, but for most content creators, the personal plan is all that you will need. And if you sign up through my link, you will also get an additional 2 months free added. And now let's get back to the video. Okay, so now onto the performance test. So how does this drone do? How's the signal? How's the reception in this area? Quite a lot of interference. And we're going to see if there's any stuttering, any lag. How does this do? And I want this to be perfect. And let me tell you, it is. So I was able to fly this in multiple different areas with lots of interference, and I think I dropped 1 bar in the whole time, 1 or 2 bars at most. It is brilliant. Let's try sports mode now. And for me, this is what the signal is all about. I'm not going to be flying it 5-6 miles away and then just seeing what it's like then. I want it to be perfect in the areas that I'm filming, so without any dropouts. I want the performance to be spot on. That's what we want this OcuSync to be like, to have top-notch signal wherever you are in your location, to be able to get all these shots without dropouts. And this is what it's all about. Let's try 60 FPS. Oh, 4K 60 though. Let's look at some photos. JPEG, and then this is edited now with my presets, the Vivid Tone presets and the Goose preset. So I can mess around with all these, and let's try a wide angle shot. This is what it looks like. It was a really overexposed day, and then we can just literally slap the preset on, and then there we go. So what do we think? And let's have a look at D-Cine like to end. Well guys, I was so impressed with this firmware update. The performance on this, the signal, everything is just working brilliantly. It's all coming together, and I cannot wait for the inclusion of hopefully some kind of data or SIM card. And then we may also get the option to be able to use this with the RC Pro. That would also be awesome, but everything is coming together. Everything's coming well. So excellent. I really do recommend you going out and updating this. Don't forget my presets. I did say in the last video they're going to be on sale for 24 hours. I'm just going to do it for the whole weekend. So just enter the discount code WAFFLE if you want to use my photo presets. They're currently linked in the description. You get 20% off them. Have a fantastic time, guys. See you soon.